Hi guys, we're going to have a quick look at the new map that's come into DayZ on the 15th of October. It's released to the mainstream. It's codenamed Frostline. The map is called Sakal. It's a DLC, going to be around the $30 mark. There's been a number of full servers up, allowing content creators to get their teeth into it and see what they think. There will definitely be spoilers in this video, but I'm going to give you an idea of what I think of the new map. So once you spawn into Sakal, you are wearing a t-shirt and the same hiking pants that you get on Chernarus. Your temperature icon's going to be dark blue and you're going to be losing health. So, the build we had, it equips you with a badly damaged knife. The first task you've got to do is make a fire. Now you're going to be getting used to that, very used to it. You're forced to sit in front of the fire to gain the heat buff. You can actually get it on this sort of clothing set is 2 pluses next to your heat icon. That will give you 20 minutes before you need to stop and make another fire. These worms living in the frozen ground, they're doing well. The spawn area is your coastal, so in the next 20 minutes you've got to try and find a knife that allows you to be able to craft a fishing rod and get some worms out of the ground. Now this is a mixture of 2 lives. This character's not the one that we just saw cooking. This is another one that's been around for a little bit longer, and I've got some kit together. I got 1 worm for all that digging. Okay. Right. Let's go on. We've got the fishing rod all crafted. That's took us half an hour. So let's go and do some fishing off this boat. Well, you absolute twat! I spent the last 10 minutes crafting this fishing rod and there's a brand new one there. Once you've got that done, you have to start cooking again. This initial gameplay loop is likely to take you 40 minutes. There are alternatives. You can maybe get lucky, get some food off a zombie, maybe find some food on the floor, but it's likely to be frozen. The start is very, very difficult to get established. So that deals with the food side of things. Obviously, you're going to pick up equipment as you go along. You're going to get better clothing. But there's no wells inside the towns, a complete change to Chernarus and Livonia. You have to find one of these what looks like a little trail, and that leads out to one of these wells, a natural well that's a spring that comes down from the mountains, fresh water, the only water that's available on the island that you can use. However, the place is surrounded by snow. Surely you can collect some snow, put it into a container, melt it, and then drink it, right? That's surely something you can do. Well, if you do, without treating it with multiple methods, which I shan't go into, I'll let you find it out, you will get some sort of nasty poisoning. The snow is not safe to eat or drink, and this is what you'll end up like. You'll lose your hearing, you'll get blurred vision, and then you will die. Very slowly. So have a quick look at the map. It's a north to south divide. Right in the north is the spawn areas. This is the lower tiered gear. This is where most of you will spawn in. And then down the south here, there's a land bridge. Just you see a blue mark around the outside of the land bridge. And then you've got this massive military island. And I'm going to show you a little bit about this island in a moment or two. But this island's just absolutely full. Can you call it an island if it's got a land bridge on it? I think there's a special word for it. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, denoted in the blue marker there, you can see that just here, you can see where the land bridge is. You can send like troops across there. They can come across from that side. Across this other side, you can maybe escape by a boat this way. And then you could even, straight through the center here, you could, if you're looking to find a boat, you could go out to this island over here, not seeing what's on that one. There's another island there. Island round to the left, and this other secondary, third, tertiary, fifth, loads of islands. And then right in the middle at the top where you spawn, there's 2 massive peaks that you can go up, but they're very cold at the top of them. So make sure you wear your little bobble hat or something, you know, or even 2. You'll enjoy it, I'm sure. So about that big old blue schlong at the bottom of the main island. Most people were running around in circles on the first day, and I decided, screw that, I'm going to jump in this sea because it looks really tempting. And I'm going to swim over to there and see what there is. So that's what I did. once on the island, I found this massive, great big door that when you opened it, an alarm went off. And when I went in there, it was dark. So I had this wonderful idea that I'd take a little piece of bark inside with me. And then I'd light it on the floor. And everything would be great, because I'd be able to see. What happened to the fire? Well, the fire didn't work, did it? So I scrabbled around and I managed to open the other door, which led to somewhere. And then I didn't know, I got completely lost, so I ended up having to shoot my gun. In the hope that I could actually see something to be able to get out. Eventually I got out, and then when I came back in, I brought a torch back in to have a proper look. This was just the way out, wasn't it? It might look like there's nothing down here, but this is a very important area, and you need to do something else before you can actually access the hot loot. And I'll leave that to you to find out, or you can go and research it, up to you really. On the rest of this island, it's pretty well spread out, but there is lots of little points of interest. Lots of gear to be had, mainly AKs, you know, the sort of stuff you would see at Zelly, at the Northwest Airfield, that sort of thing. From what I'm aware, there's no heli crashes or convoys, but there is a dynamic event with containers that spawn, worth looking out for. Also, if you want hunting gear, you have to move further south, and the villages spread across the map there. A lot of them, as you can see here, have hunting gear throughout. I think most of the buildings are painted in with hunting gear, Mosins, you know, all the stuff you'd expect. Now, if all the other things that I've mentioned that can kill you, there are plenty of others as well. On this character, I got a cold and couldn't find any vitamins, and I ended up getting a cold, which led to flu, and finally led to pneumonia. Now that's pretty nasty, I can tell you. So I ended up on the top of this mountain looking for a cure, which, incidentally, I don't think there is one. Some Mosin ammo there, look. What are you, miserable fucking lot? Not a bit of medical equipment amongst you. So, my final take on this map after a week's playing around on it. I think if you like the mouse and the character management and you need to play that map, you're going to enjoy it. I see this as the mouse +1. It looks to be like way more points of interest. The map feels fleshed out, I suppose, if you like. Personally, I think the map is immersive. The weather feels great, looks how it should. But the initial gameplay loop is terrible. And the TBF, which I'm calling the time between fires, is way too short. Now that impacts fluidity, and I felt like I was constantly being stopped from being able to play the game. Some people will enjoy that. I personally didn't. Alright, catch you next one.